Enola Holmes, the youngest in the renowned Holmes family, is smart, observant, and insightful. Unlike most girls of her time, she rejects traditional social expectations for women. Her mother, Eudoria, raised her to be independent and taught her many things, including chess and jujitsu. Eudoria encouraged Enola to think for herself and to be strong-willed. On her 16th birthday, Enola wakes up to find that her mother has vanished without explanation, leaving behind only some gifts for her. Confused and worried, she waits for a week before going to meet her older brothers, Mycroft and Sherlock, at the train station. Since they haven't seen her in years, they don't recognize her at first. Sherlock notices her intelligence and sharp mind, but Mycroft thinks she is unruly and troublesome. As her legal guardian, Mycroft decides that Enola must be sent to a finishing school run by Miss Harrison, a strict woman with old-fashioned beliefs about how young women should behave. Enola dreads this idea and is horrified by Miss Harrison's strict and outdated views. When Mycroft looks into their mother's financial records, he is shocked to discover that Eudoria has been using the money he sent her for purposes he didn't approve of. He becomes even more determined to send Enola away to the finishing school. Enola, desperate to avoid this, pleads with Sherlock to intervene and help her. However, Sherlock tells her that it is Mycroft's decision and that he cannot change it. Enola discovers that the flower cards left by her mother contain hidden messages. These messages lead her to a stash of money that Eudoria secretly left behind. Using this money, Enola disguises herself as a boy and escapes from her brother Mycroft's plans to send her to finishing school. She boards a train heading for London, hoping to follow the clues left by her mother. While on the train, Enola finds a boy hidden inside a travel bag. He introduces himself as Viscount Tewkesbury. At first, Enola finds him to be naive and foolish, but she soon realizes he is in serious danger. She had noticed a man in a brown bowler hat, Linthorne, boarding the train earlier while Tewkesbury's family frantically tried to stop the train. Enola warns Tewkesbury that Linthorne is searching for him. When Linthorne attacks, trying to kill Tewkesbury, Enola and the young Viscount jump off the train to escape. After escaping, the two find themselves in the wilderness with no food. Tewkesbury shows his survival skills by foraging edible plants for them to eat. Despite their rocky start, they work together to make it to London, where they eventually part ways. In London, Enola disguises herself as a proper Victorian lady, knowing that Mycroft has the police searching for a 16-year-old girl. She continues her search for Eudoria by placing cryptic messages in the newspaper's personal advertisements, hoping her mother will see them. Enola also visits an address she found in her mother's letters and meets Edith, a woman who runs a self-defense class for women. Edith recognizes Enola but refuses to tell her anything about Eudoria's whereabouts. However, while in Edith's office, Enola finds pamphlets and other clues. These lead her to a safe house filled with explosives, revealing that her mother is involved with a group of suffragettes, a movement fighting for women's right to vote. Enola is attacked by Linthorne, who tortures her in an attempt to force her to reveal Tewkesbury's location. He tries to drown her, but Enola manages to fight back. In the struggle, she ignites explosives, creating a distraction that allows her to escape. After this close call, Enola decides to pause her search for her mother. She shifts her focus to finding Tewkesbury again, realizing he is vulnerable and unable to defend himself. Enola travels to Tewkesbury's family estate, Baselwither Hall, to learn more about his situation. There, she meets his uncle, Sir Wimbrel, his mother, and his grandmother. However, none of them trust her, so Enola decides to pose as Sherlock Holmes' assistant to gain their attention and get closer to the information she needs. Meanwhile, Mycroft sends Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard to search for Enola. Enola investigates the grounds of Tewkesbury's estate and discovers his treehouse. Inside, she finds some misleading clues that Tewkesbury planted to confuse those searching for him. However, Enola uncovers the real clues leading to his true location. She eventually finds Tewkesbury selling flowers in Covent Garden and warns him of the continuing danger. Enola helps him escape, but in the process, she is captured by Lestrade and taken to Miss Harrison's finishing school, as Mycroft has ordered. While Enola is imprisoned, Sherlock visits her and admits he is impressed by her detective skills and the progress she's made. Despite the setback, Tewkesbury sneaks into the finishing school to rescue her. The two manage to escape together, stealing Miss Harrison's motor car and driving off, free once again. Enola and Tewkesbury reach a fork in the road after escaping from the finishing school. Rather than returning to London, Enola decides they must confront Tewkesbury's uncle at Baslewither Hall. She has figured out that his uncle was trying to have him killed. Tewkesbury's uncle, a supporter of the old ways, would inherit the estate if Tewkesbury were dead. The young Viscount had supported the Reform Bill in the House of Lords, like his father, but his uncle did not want him to take his father's place in voting for the bill. When they arrive at the estate, it seems deserted, but they are ambushed by Linthorne, who fires a shotgun at them. Enola uses her jujitsu skills to trip him, causing him to fall and hit his head fatally. In the midst of the chaos, it is revealed that Tewkesbury's grandmother, a staunch traditionalist, was the real villain. She did not want Tewkesbury to take his father's place in the House of Lords and vote for the Reform Bill. In a shocking turn, she shoots Tewkesbury in the chest. However, Tewkesbury survives, as he had been wearing a hidden plate of armor under his clothes. As the situation settles, Sherlock arrives at Scotland Yard, where Inspector Lestrade asks him two questions: how he managed to solve the case, and how his sister had solved it first. Sherlock acknowledges Enola's brilliance, but Lestrade is still curious about her methods. Afterward, Enola shares a tearful goodbye with Tewkesbury. She finds a message in the newspaper, which she deciphers, only to realize it was not sent by her mother, but by Sherlock. He had lured her out of hiding. Enola meets with Sherlock and Mycroft, where Sherlock suggests he should become her guardian. The brothers leave, but Sherlock notices a clue and briefly considers looking for Enola. However, he chooses not to, unaware that she is watching them disguised as a newsboy. Returning to her lodgings, Enola finds her mother, Eudoria, waiting for her. They share an emotional reunion. Eudoria explains that she had to leave to work on passing the Reform Bill but is proud of what Enola has accomplished. She also reveals that Enola has surpassed her in achieving their shared goals. Eudoria must leave again, but she leaves knowing Enola has found her freedom and purpose. Enola has become a detective, a finder of lost souls, and she now understands her place in the world. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.